Denny, Wolveshead Forge, and WOLVESHEAD going to teach you how to make one of these old shitty rusty spikes into a weapon for killing zombies, because right now in the news there's a lot of zombie attacks, and I want you as your local blacksmith and weaponsmith to be ready for that. So the first thing you do is select your spike. Now I have so many spikes now that I don't really care what it looks like anymore, so I just grabbed a plain Jane medium to low carbon spike, nothing fancy, and we're gonna go ahead and stick this in the forge, get it hot, and start shaping the blade. Okay, now that the spike's hot, we can actually start flattening it for the blade. Time to time, you will see me tap the anvil, which is clearing slag, so there isn't a bunch of craters and hammer marks in the finished knife. You can start seeing here how it'll smooth out. Actually, the hotter the knife is, or the spike, the easier it is to hammer, but the hotter it is, you make one little mistake, it turns into a big one. So you can't be in a hurry. That's an important part. Back into the heat with this. If you could, before I hit this, take a look at this. This big special thanks to Jason Kramer for helping me get all this free coal. And over here, Jay should be worshipped as above humans. Okay. You can see all the slag coming off of it. It's impurities in the metal. Also, you notice too that the spike already has a point, so you already kind of get a knife shape just from. I mean, it's kind of like cheating, I guess, but why make more work for yourself? If I'm going to stab a zombie with this, I don't want to spend all day at it. The more time I spend on the anvil, the less time I have stabbing things with this knife. And that's unacceptable. So you can start correcting the angles of the knife. Now you'll notice too that the blade is down here and the handle of the knife is pointing the other way. Now that's not a big deal, we'll fix that in a little bit. But I'm a big believer in going with the flow, and if the blade wants to be down here, then so help me, that's where the blade will be. You can see the knife flattening out nicely. You'll get a little upsetting right here where it's not going to stay uniform. All that can be fixed later. Also, what you're not seeing is, because of the daylight, the heat of the metal is actually a little deceiving. It's actually hotter than it looks, but the sun is canceling out the nice red color of the steel, which makes for flatter surfaces after hammering the hell out of it. So the trick is to beat the shit out of the metal all day, but then make it to where it looks like you haven't beat the shit out of the metal all day. It's a vicious cycle. Iron number 4. Blade's pretty flat. Not too much geography in this. Pretty much done shaping this to what it's going to look like in the end. I have not drawn this out. Don't want to make too much of a job for myself later, sanding and whatnot. I'm kind of lazy when it comes to that. The next step is to twist the handle. So I'm going to stick it back on the fire and we'll turn the camera back on when that's ready. Okay, part of the knife is putting the handle back to rights and giving it that fancy twist. I don't like the twist to go into the blade, so there. Well, about right there should be alright, I think. Alright, and there you have twisted handle railroad spike knife. So before we go today, I want to have a little word with you about safety. When you're out there killing, looting, plundering, pillaging, I want you to think about eye protection. Regular old, safety rated, decent glasses. Not like these. This is not acceptable. These are sunglasses. They will not stop things. Start over. Before we go, I'd like to have a word with you about safety. The things that I do on my forge, don't try them at home unless you have an open space to do them. It has to be at least 25 feet away from your house so you don't accidentally burn yourself alive and ruin your day. The other thing I want to talk to you about is eye safety. If you're out there, you get a weapon off of me, you go out, you're plundering, you're looting, you're pillaging, you're ransacking, you get one thing in your eye, fun's over. So think about eye protection. Be safe. Tune in next week. I'll have something else for you. I'll show you something else on the forge, and as always, everything you see me make is for sale. So if you see something you like, send me a message.